welcome to another exciting edition of the P&B Sports Show, where passion meets analysis. I'm your host, Abel Sunday, and tonight, all eyes are on the Super Eagles of Nigeria as they take on Lesotho in what many describe as a must-win clash in the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. After a shaky start to the qualifying campaign, questions continue to rise. Can the Super Eagles still turn things around and secure a ticket to the World Cup? Joining me to break it all down are two brilliant football minds, Ibadan-based sports analyst Oba, and from the ancient city of Benin, Eru John, both ready to analyze the Eagles' chances, tactical setup, and what must change if Nigeria is to soar again. Grab your teacup because P&B Sports start now. Welcome back. It's the P&B Sport right here in Abuja. And I have two gentlemen in the house. And of course, like I earlier said, brilliant sport analysts. All the way from Ibadan, I have Oba. Oba, good morning. And how is Ibadan this morning?
Well, the weather is a bit calm, just like it was some days ago. And we're doing great. The city is calm as well. A beautiful good morning. Feels great to join the conversation.
All right. And from the ancient city of Benin, we have Eru John. John, how are you? And how is Oba Palace this morning?
Good morning. I am very fine. It's a pleasure to be with you once again. The palace is booming and peaceful as usual.
Hope we don't have the issue of Iyaloja is still not that conversation is I know that's not sport, but I think this is something we can talk about. It's not that controversy is still, I think it's dying down now, isn't it?
Of course. The king has intervened, and the matter is currently being handled discreetly. And as we speak, 80% of that issue has been resolved. You know, in Benin, after God, we listen to our king. So whatever the king says is final.
Oba, talk with you. Okay, let's dive into the conversation, gentlemen. We have a crucial game in our hands. Of course, whether we like it or not, Super Eagles are a business, whether we like it or not. And now we are already in this mess. Let me start with you, Oba. Given where we are right now, do you think we have any chance of qualification, to be sincere to ourselves?
That's funny. Why would we stress ourselves? I'm sorry. Stressing over the Super League. We got to a stage in our football we do not need or calculators to say if this one lose, we will qualify. If we win, if this, please. At this stage, mathematically, there is still hope of qualification. But let's look at how we've been performing and ask ourselves, do we even stand a chance? Do we even need to go there and disgrace ourselves? Those are part of the things. Therefore, two things that I observe. What are those two things? Number one, I observe the fact that there are some certain players that this is their only opportunity to go for the competition. Also, I observe the fact that if they didn't go this year, that might be the end of it for them. They might never go to the World Cup in their entire career. So those are part of the things I just looked at. Outside those, I don't feel we should stress ourselves. I have even said it before that it would be nice for us to lose to Benin so that Benin qualify.
Are you there?
Yeah, still very much there. Still very much there. The question is simple. Do we stand a chance? Mathematically, the answer is yes. The answer is a big yes. Now, there's this new rule that CAF just dropped yesterday because I'm just seeing that rule for the first time. The rule of the last team on the group, points will be deducted, blah blah, none of that. Those rules are one way or the other stylishly might want to be looking at favoring our dear Super Eagles. But the question still remains, Mr. Sonny, do we need to stress ourselves to go to the World Cup and go and disgrace ourselves? Like I said before, it's a no. It's a no for me. Allow a serious nation, allow a nation that know what it takes to plan from day one to go there. We find ourselves in this big mess when we could not beat Zimbabwe home and away.
Okay.
We find ourselves in this mess when we could not beat common Lesotho. Bros.
Okay. I'll come back to you, Oba. Let just hang on a little. Let me go over to Eru. John, do you share some sentiment with Oba? And from the look of things, he pointed out that there are some players that have not even played this World Cup before, and this might be their last chance to play. Do you share some sentiment with Oba?
Yeah, Mr. Fonny, yes, I completely share the same sentiment with Oba. You know, the last time I had a conversation with you on this show about the Super Eagles, I told you something. I said we have grown past a nation where we have to turn mathematicians, even those of us that did not read mathematics, or because we want to calculate the chances of Super Eagles qualifying for the World Cup to go and embarrass us. I share the same sentiment completely. It is so absurd. It is quite appalling that a nation as Nigeria, if you check our squad depth deeply, you will see that I make bold to make this statement. No other nation in Africa has the same quality of players that we have. The only country that ever comes close is Ghana. And that's because they recently have some generational talents who are doing so well, the likes of Kudos and the others. Imagine a team that has the last two African best players in the presence of Victor Osimhen and Lookman in one team. We have, if you check our team properly, we have players who at their club side, they are not just there, they are starters. As a matter of fact, they are part of the key players in their teams. We have the likes of Alex Iwobi in that team. We have this boy that now plays attack for Wolves, Tulu. We have a lot of brilliant players in that team. We have Bassi. Bassi is a beast at Fulham. So what you begin to ask yourself, what then is the problem? If we have this caliber of players, if we have this quality of players, how can an attack spearheaded by Osimhen, Moses Simon, Ademola Lookman cannot beat Zimbabwe? If you remember the last time we spoke about the Super Eagles, I referred to Zimbabwe as a country where the players, it's like they begged them to come and play football. They just picked them from different cities to come and play football. We cannot beat, imagine, cannot beat Lesotho. It is, I can bet you that Bende Insurance FC will beat that Lesotho team. So you begin to wonder what then is the problem. So my brother, I completely share the same sentiment with him. Even these chances of qualification that we are talking about, it is not 100% certain. How sure are we that we are going to come edge out as best losers if we finish second? Because I can tell you for a fact that we cannot finish first position. I can quote me anywhere. We cannot top that group. Our best place will be second position. What are even the chances of claiming the second position? If we manage to beat Lesotho today, can we beat Benin Republic? These are questions that we should answer. Can we? What do we have to offer? Now you begin to ask, if at this stage we are playing poorly, what then do we want to go and play in the World Cup? When they give us European teams, or when they give us teams from South America, you see that we only go there to embarrass this nation. A friend of mine said that male football in Nigeria is collapsed, and I share that sentiment. Thank you.
Okay, let me go back to you, Oba. Considering the fact that they've changed coaches, I think over 3 coaches prior to this qualification. I know you have Pesero before what's his name came in. This is our ex-international. I'm trying to remember his name now. The coach of
Finidi George,
Finidi George came in. Then Eguavon took over at a point. Okay, I know it's AFCON qualifiers also. Then we now have Erichel. Considering the fact that there were so many changes in the aims of affairs, don't you think the blame should not be focused mainly on the players? I think the administratively we've erred there. I think there's a gap there administratively. So don't you think the larger portion of the fault should go to the NFF? And lastly, I want you to tie. Sorry, and lastly, I want to tie this to it. Even if we qualify, even if we go through the route of playoff, with the way the Super Eagles are even playing now, do you even think we can even scrap a result from that playoff? Because we have to play other teams to qualify. Even not finishing second is even the this thing, because after finishing second, you still need to go and play playoff. So do you even think with the level of the play now, do you even think we can even succeed in that regard? Just tie this to up quickly so that Eru can also have Eru's thought on it.
Let me quickly pick the two questions back to back at this point. First, are we to blame the NFF? Yes, they share the bigger and the largest part of it. But on the other hand, NFF are not the one playing the football match. On the second thought, the players have themselves to blame for not turning up very well, for not playing very well. NFF has a biggest part of the problem. You started with Pesero. Pesero started against Lesotho and Zimbabwe. He played draw. Lesotho could come to Uyo to pick up a point against Nigeria. It's not supposed. You see, these things are not supposed. They are not footballing nation. These are not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to say a thing of this nature. That is one. Number two, do we still stand a chance even if we go through the playoff route? Please, the stress of the playoff is too much. Let me be sincere with you. Clubs might not want to release their players at that period. Let me quickly break your bubbles, sir. In case you are not aware, the playoffs is meant to be played continentally before we go for intercontinental, and all of this is expected to be played next month, November. Then in December, we go for preparation for the African Cup of Nations, Morocco 2025, which enters into January 2026. So you see the fact that many clubs, especially for Nigeria, many clubs might not want to release some of these players we are talking about. So already the qualification is in problem. I'm talking about qualifying into what? Into the playoff rounds. It's a big long process. By the time you qualify, then they will now look at coefficients in what's it called, FIFA ranking. After FIFA ranking, then they will now play the intercontinental playoff against teams from where? From South America, Oceania, and Asia. Come on now. If Uzbekistan can qualify for World Cup, Uzbekistan, Mr. Sonny, Uzbekistan, coached by Cannavaro, can qualify for World Cup. Come on, there are no excuse.
Okay.
I rest my case.
I can see that you are pouring out your emotion. Okay, let's go over to the ancient city of Benin. Let's have Eru. Eru, what is do you share some sentiment with Oba? What is your thought on this? The two questions I asked, you can just type them together and quickly so that we can talk about it.
Okay. Yes, I will give NFF 70% of the blame. The reason is because they have so much politicized our footballing system. They have so much turned it to a gamble that when Pesero was relieved of the job, I expected the NFF to go all out for a better coach, because if I was to rate Pesero, I would give him some credit. I mean, going down to the AFCON finals, even if we didn't win, that was a good one. That was a good show.
But don't you think that's where the NFF missed it? Because I think they gave him semi-finals target and he got to the finals. So why did they have to fire him?
Human ones are insatiable. They gave him the semi-finals target. He got to the finals. He messed up the finals. Sincerely speaking, he messed up the finals, because we are not talking about AFCON, but we saw what happened. He changed the tactics. He changed the formation. He messed up the finals himself. So I believe that had a role to play in the NFF relieving him of his duties. But then, how do you sack a coach like Pespero and you are turning your attention to Finidi George?
Exactly.
Why are we deceiving ourselves in this country? Why when Finidi George was appointed, I said it that this man, one, will not last long in this job. Two, has nothing to offer. You see, the NFF has a way of bringing in people they think they can control. They don't want to spend money. They don't want to pay coaches well. So they always look out for whatever comes. They always look out for, they believe in settling for less. Let me use that word. Because even our present coach,
sorry, Daddy from Benin. Sorry, I like to quickly cut you, sir. From the ancient city of Benin. I'm sorry. Pesero was never a good coach when it comes to qualifying. He was just pretty lucky at the tournament. I must say that. Then you see, what's his name? Finidi George. I think Finidi George is a very good coach. Look at what he did with Enyimba. Look at what he's currently doing with Rivers United as well. Finidi George is a fantastic coach. He's an excellent coach. But the issue is there are some certain players in that particular Super Eagles camp that looks at Finidi as they are bigger than Finidi. For instance, the issue of Osimhen. Why is NFF not judging that? Why did the former sports minister say that they should not say anything about that incident? Why did they kill that story? Why didn't they punish Osimhen? That was insubordination. We have players that is being rude to a coach. That is not good. You didn't give that young man a chance. You brought in Labadia. Labadia did not do anything. All of a sudden, you go carry a chair. What's Chell doing? Did you watch our last game? That Chell had to bring in a certain Ademola Lukman that has not played anything. All of them were poor. And there was a report that came out, and the report says that some set from NFF that they are blaming Cyril Desert and Trust Acon.
Okay, Eru. Okay, let's have your own. Okay, Eru can go on. Let's have your own.
Okay.
Go on, Eru.
Oba, let me quickly point out something. If you
go ahead, sir, I'm with you, sir.
I did not call Pespero a good coach. I said in his time with the Super Eagles, I give him credit, especially for taking us to the AFCON final. So you can rephrase as to he was lucky. I did not call him a very good coach.
Go on, you sir.
Thank you. He set a template. You see, there are some persons that they don't do well in certain places. I have never been a fan of hiring a Nigerian coach for the Super Eagles team. The reason is this. I told you something, Mr. Sonny, the last time I was here, when we discussed the Super Eagles. I said there are players in that team who play like they are bigger than the team. I can call names. There are players in that team who think that they are bigger than the team. Who, if you watch what they play at the countryside and you watch them play at their club side, you begin to ask, does this person have a twin? Because you see the amount of energy they put into playing for their club side and what they offer when they come to Nigeria. And you begin to wonder, what happens to, if you watch Mohamed Salah play for Egypt, he plays exactly the same way he plays for Liverpool. If you watch the likes of Riyad Mahrez play for Algeria, they play exactly the same way they play at their club side. So you begin to wonder, what then happens to our supposed superstars? Our present coach, I am not a fan of him. I've been on the show severally where I've criticized him, even when Tom is the one on the. I don't believe in coaches that do not have pedigrees, that do not have portfolios, that do not have records that speak for them. I have always been on the side that NFF should look out for a foreign-based coach with capacity. But because we are in Nigeria, where they politicize everything and they do not want to pay good coaches, they always look out for what the ones they can pay pennies and tell them what to do, who to bring into the squad and who not to bring in. Like you have rightly said, how can Ademola Lookman, who has not played a match for his club side for a long spell, be starting games for the Super Eagles when we have players who are doing and blazing so well at their club side, being on the bench watching? And then you begin to wonder, what then is the problem? So To your first question, I give NFL 70% of the blame. Then to your second question, I share the sentiment of Oba. There is no need, because let me tell you the truth. If we manage to go past this stage, we cannot defeat any team in the play. We are not a serious country. You will know it by 5 p.m. today. We are not a serious country. We are not ready. Let us focus our attention on winning AFCON again if we can. Let us leave this World Cup for people that are serious to go and play it. That's my take.
Okay, you said it all. As we try to wrap up, I know my time already. They're driving out of the studio. In 2 minutes, Oba. Of course, even you guys said we are good. We cannot just lose to Lesotho now. At least for pride. Now let's talk about pride. At least for pride. What do you think the Super Eagles should do today? In 2 minutes, please. What do you think the Super Eagles should do today? That is what's the line? The line
I've
of
said it.
yeah.
I have said it and I'll say it again. And it's the same thing I'll say again and again, sir. Sir, let us leave Benin Republic to win us in our last game. Allow Benin win, qualify.
Okay, you don't want South Africa to go? You don't want South Africa to qualify?
I want Benin to qualify. Let South Africa go to the playoff. I seriously wish Benin qualify. That's a serious team. That's a team that knows what they are doing. That's a team that has understood what the game is all about.
And that was our former coach, isn't it? Our former coach was the one at the end of our affairs in Benin, Genius Row, right? That was our former coach.
That's the reasons I wish them to qualify. So that they send a message to us that we lost a real journey. Thank you very much for having me.
Let's go over to Eru. Eru, what do you think in 1 minute, please?
As much as we are angry with our nation, we remain a patriotic citizen.
Come on. Yes, now we should win now.
I want the Super Eagles to win today. I know they will win today. There's a way they behave. They are going to win today. But I am not certain that we can defeat Benin. Not because I want Benin to win, but Benin plays better than us. So
and Benin knows that beating us, they stand a chance to qualify. So
a very strong chance. So I know that we are going to win today. I hope that we win today. I hope we beat Benin also. Let us, at the end of the day, we are patriots. We must call out the bluff, but we cannot shy away from supporting our nation. We cannot shy away from representing our flag. So I know we are going to win today. I have the assurance. But against Benin, I cannot beat my chest to it, because we do not play good football. Yeah, that's my take.
All right, on that note, gentlemen, I want to say a very big thank you for coming up on this show with me and do this thing with me today again. Thank you so much, Oba from Ibadan, and also Eru from the ancient city of Benin. Thank you so much. All right, that's the size of our show this morning. You can connect with us in all social media platforms on YouTube at Politics and Business TV.English. On Facebook at Politics and Business TV.English, at IG at Politics at P&B TV_English, on X at P&B TV_ENG. My name is Abel Sunday, and from me and the entire team right here in Abuja, I say goodbye.